Hey guys, it's Ashley Simone here. I hope you guys are having an amazing Thursday. Um, yeah, it's Thursday. Today I am going to be talking about a dream that I had. And y'all, God is so particular. He's so in sync. He is so orderly. He blows my mind daily. If I could explain it in depth, I would. But I believe that this thing comes from experience. You're going to have to really want it bad enough so that God can show you who He is and how creative and just how amazing He is. So if y'all remember, I was talking about David last night, and I ended talking about the son that him and Bathsheba had, Salmon. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I'm gonna call him Salmon. And I ended up reading a little bit in my Bible this morning, and God led me to, it's the same book, for 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 19 through 25, and it reads, David noticed that his servants were whispering among themselves, and he realized the child was dead. Is he dead? He asked. Yes, they replied. He is dead. Then David got up from the ground after he had washed, put on lotion, and changed his clothes. He went into the house of the Lord and worshiped. Then he went to his house, and at his request they served him food, and he ate. His servant asked him, Why are you acting like this? Why are you acting like this way? While the child was alive, you fasted and wept. But now the child is dead, you get up and you eat. He answered, While the child was still alive, I fasted and wept. I thought, who knows, the Lord may be gracious to me and let the child live. But now that he's dead, why should I fast? Can I bring him back again? I will go to him, but he will not return to me. Then David comforted his wife Bathsheba, and he went to her and laid with her. She gave birth to a son, and they named him Salmon. And the Lord loved him, and because the Lord loved him, he sent word through Nathan the prophet to name him Jediah. So David named him Salmon, which means peace in Hebrew, or peaceful or peaceable. But God sent word to tell David to name the child Jediah, meaning beloved of the Lord. And the reason why God sent that word to David to name the child Jediah is because that was the final symbol of God's forgiveness in the lives of David and Bathsheba. So he was just telling them, name this child that because I forgive you. I'm not going to kill this child like I did your last child. I'm going to let this child live. I'm not going to continue to kill all of your kids. And there was a question, why did David still have to go through some tough things and face some tough battles in life if God forgave them for the sin that he committed with Bathsheba? And why did God allow them to marry one another after David basically killed her husband, and then she lost a baby too? She lost their baby, so she dealt with two losses. And the thing is, it wasn't that God didn't forgive him, because clearly he did, because he gave them another child. And he also allowed them to get married. And that child was the next king. At the end of the day, the thing is, even though God forgives us for our sins, we still have to deal with the consequences of the sins, even though God has forgiven us for them. So, even though he forgives us for whatever we have done, that don't mean we just run free and just go like whatever. Like, that's just like your child doing something wrong and you just let them get away with it. And no, I might not say anything right then and there. I might tell you that you're wrong, and I might not do anything. I might not handle the situation of my child acting out right there in public, or right there at that same second. I might wait till we get home and handle the issue. I might take away something from them for the whole week. They probably don't know that when they're doing what they're doing wrong, but I'm still going to handle it. Whether they know it or not, I'm still going to handle it, because I can't just let you get away with doing wrong, because if I keep allowing you to get away with what you're doing wrong, you're going to continue to do it. And what type of parenting is that? No, we got to get in line. Have to. So David had to deal with a lot of painful consequences for his actions. And we were told that David's chastisement was necessary both to uphold the Lord's reputation and also the teaching of future generations that sin has consequences. Just like I just said, like, God had to give David these consequences, because if he didn't, what type of God would he be? Like, David basically killed a man. Thankfully, God spared David's life and didn't kill him, didn't send him down to his grave. He didn't do that. But he could have. Thankfully, God spared his life. But the stuff that David had to deal with while he was alive, it was tough. It was tough. And let me tell you a little bit about what he went through. As you remember, the prophet Nathan, he went to David and told him everything that was going to happen to him in the future for the sins that he committed. God said, the sword shall never be apart from your house. So God shattered the peace and stability of David's kingdom. And David spent a long time, a lifetime, establishing that kingdom, and it was torn apart by 2 civil wars. It was torn apart. And God also said, I will raise up evil against you out of your own house. A shameful sexual sin and murders happen, and all type of violence happen. His sons engaged in secretly practicing basically what David did in front of them. His son did the same thing openly, because his sons, one of his sons basically raped his sister, his half-sister. And the reason why he did that was because he wanted his sister And, like, you can't have your sister. No. He knew it was wrong, but he still did it. He raped her. She didn't want it to happen, but he did it because he was like, well, if my father got the girl that he wanted, why can't I have the girl that I wanted? Rather she my sister or not. Like, what you do in front of your kids, they're watching. You're teaching them how to live their life. Even if you're living your life wrong, they're going to be like, well, I can live my life like that. My mama lived her life like that. I can live my life like that. My granddaddy lived his life like that. I can live my life like that. My daddy did it. Why can't I do it? That's how a child sees. So we have to live as examples. It ain't easy. It's not easy because we live in flesh. Our flesh gets tempted. But running from sin and living righteous is way better than dealing with the consequences of sin. God forgives sins with great grace. Because he could have taken David out. He needed to die because you killed a man to cover up your own sins. But thankfully, God did not do that to David. He gave him a second chance. Grace. And that should motivate us to flee from sin and go after being righteous. We won't be perfect, but try your best not to sin. The only person who didn't fall short on this earth was Jesus. He was flawless. He never failed when he was tested. He had no sin to cover up. And Jesus died for our sins, so we got to thank God for that. Don't take sin lightly. Sin has consequences. Whether you think you ain't, God don't see or not. God sees all. He sits high and look low. So we got to try our best to do what's right in the eyes of the Lord. Not in the eyes of people, but in the eyes of the Lord. Because he's watching us. He's taking notes on us. He going to handle us if we do the wrong thing. He going to forgive us. But we're going to have consequences to deal with. Don't nobody got time for that. Do what's right. Do what's right. And to sum all this up, I had this dream last night. In my dream, I think I was at college or something, and it was this group of people. We were in like a classroom, and these people, they were sitting in a circle in these individual chairs, but I was sitting in the back, not too far in the back, but I wasn't sitting in the circle. I was sitting on the couch behind them and just watching them. And one girl, it was two girls. One girl was like asking this other girl about her boyfriend, I think. And the girl was like, the girl asked the girl, she was like, why? The only reason your boyfriend is like this is because of you, because of the love he has for you. And then she was like asking about where he was, like his whereabouts. So the girlfriend got mad and she had a wine glass in her hand and she just hit the girl with her wine glass. Basically just broke the glass on the girl's head. And they started fighting. And then somebody calmed them down and everybody sat down. And I was like, all you had to say was, he ain't dead, so why you worrying about him? And that was it. And then we woke up. Then I woke up. So I think that story was just saying, like, we ain't gotta act out on. We don't gotta act out because of how somebody else is making us feel. Like, we can talk things out. We don't have to try to hurt somebody because they making us feel some type of way or talking about something they ain't even got the right to talk about, or treating us a certain way when they don't have the right to treat us the way that they have treated us. Even if a person has done something bad to you, it doesn't give you the right to try to handle it yourself. Let God handle those people. You need to sit down. And I'm talking to myself too. Like, we got to sit down. God will handle it for us. We don't fight with flesh and blood. We don't. We let God handle the stuff for us. And I know sometimes we get upset about how other people want to come at us, or the way they want to handle the situation in their own ways. But we still gotta sit pretty and not let it bother us, even though it is hard. It's very hard. But when you get to the point where you can control that, you have grown. You have grown, and you should give yourself a pat on the back, because you're doing good. You're doing good, because sitting back and keeping your mouth shut when somebody talking about something they ain't got no business talking about, oh, I know you're ready to slap them up real quick. But you just gotta stay calm. Stay calm. It's just a test. You don't gotta get out of your character. Let them have it. Let them have it, and let God handle the situation. Let God handle the situation. But y'all, I hope that this video made sense. But I love y'all, and I will see y'all later. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put up another video tonight or not. We'll see, because I did have another dream, but we'll see. But I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.